Hi everybody. So, I know I haven't made a video in a while, and I got a new video camera, like an actual video camera, which isn't this obviously, because this is my phone. But, like, I think in June, when I graduated from high school, and, I've been using it, but I haven't figured out how to upload it, stuff on the YouTube, and what I want to upload, and yeah, so this is just me making a video on my phone, and now I'm just realizing I have to sit right here, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is something I've kind of been struggling with. I mean, it's not with me, but it's with something that's happened that everybody knows. Robin Williams died, and I was born in 1994, and so I kind of grew up watching Robin Williams movies, like most people. Like, my favorite was Mrs. Doubtfire, but like I watched, I knew Aladdin, which if you guys don't know, he was the genie in Aladdin. Tons of movies, and I loved him. Obviously, like he reminded me, to be honest, he reminded me of my grandpa. He kind of looked similar. I don't know. He just reminded me of my grandpa. And by the way, my grandpa's still alive. So when he died, it was a shock. Like, it was like, I'm at that age where I haven't really had a lot of people die in my life, including celebrities. Like, I guess, like, the most recent one was my great-grandma, and she was really special to me, but, like, I haven't had a lot of people die, so it's kind of a shock when anybody that I know of or know dies. And, so my biggest point was, like, why was this, obviously, everybody is thinking, oh, why was this funny man, did he die? And when I heard that he committed suicide, I didn't really think much of it, because a lot of celebrities are guessed to have committed suicide. I know that a guy from Glee, like, overdosed or something, and then when I heard he hung himself, I was shocked, to be honest. He has all the money in the world, and yet he chooses to do it that way. And that's the way, everybody knows now it's suicide and nothing else. Maybe with the Glee guy, when he popped pills, it was questionable if he was either having fun with drugs or if he committed suicide, It's these different things, but with hanging yourself, there's no question, right? And if you guys know my history, I've been suicidal before, I know what it's like. Hanging myself was always not my thing. Like, I would try. For a point, I did like the pressure on my neck, but that's a trigger warning. But, yeah, so, obviously he had depression. And here comes the reason why I'm making this video. Shortly after we found out, he hung himself, my mom, who is also a recovering BPD person, she had borderline personality disorder. She doesn't really identify with it now because she worked through all the symptoms, but she still, has it in her past. She looked up, Robin Williams and whatever happened. She's really good at Google. And she found out he had bipolar disorder. And then later she also found out he had Parkinson's. But I'm going to mostly be talking about the bipolar disorder. Now this comes with the reason why I'm making this video. Everybody is saying, oh man, he had depression, oh man, it shows how much depression affects you, and this and that. Now, I have depression. I started having symptoms of depression when I was, like, in middle school, like 12 years old, I think. I started going on meds for depression, and I know how bad depression is. I have memories of literally crying in a corner in my room, not knowing why, and just wanting to stop, but can't stop. So I know how bad depression is. Don't let me tell you that, like, it's not bad. Like, it's horrible. I wouldn't wish depression on anybody. It's it's a horrible feeling to feel sad but have no reason why. But bipolar is different. And I, as you guys would guess, I really advocate for the, general population to know more about mental illness. And yes, depression, that's all good and great, which like it's not, but it's a thing, it's a mental illness, da 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 da. But it is become more, commonized, or whatever the word is. And bipolar is, and I've known, several people who have bipolar disorder. One of my old friends had it, and it is similar to borderline personality, as in, it's similar, but it's not. So bipolar disorder, if you guys don't know, it is kind of in the mainstream as a joke, oh, you have bipolar type of thing, but it's a lot bigger issue. It's something that, like, it's not a personality disorder. Like, borderline personality disorder is a personality disorder. Bipolar is a medical issue? I don't know. But basically, it's like you're on drugs. It's like you're very happy for a significant amount of time. You can't sleep. You're happy. And, like, this is when you're off all drugs. So it's like, it's a happy. And then then you go down. You are so sad, you're depressed, you have overly depression, you have stuff like that. And this is when you're off meds, so you kind of go like this. Now with borderline personality disorder, there's no rhyme or reason. Well, there is a rhyme or reason. If somebody says something mean to you, you get upset, and then you're happy again, and then you're normal, and then you get upset, and then maybe sometimes you'll have, like, you feel a little bit better than normal. But bipolar, it's like really good, then really bad. That's what Robin Williams had. He wasn't just really bad. He had good, bad, good, bad. He was probably on meds. And maybe that was why he was so funny, is maybe because during his good times he really enjoyed life. I mean, but the purpose of this video is telling more people what my mom found out. He had bipolar disorder. He didn't just have depression. Depression is hard. It really is. And I'm not telling you guys it isn't. But bipolar, and even though I don't personally have it, I have something that a lot of people get. Bipolar and BPD get confused. I personally didn't even know. Like, it took me a long time for people to, like, explain what the difference was to me, to really know the difference. And I have BPD. So yes, he had bipolar. He was probably in his downswing. If he wasn't on meds, if he was on meds, I can't say anything. But if he wasn't on meds, or if the meds weren't working for whatever reason, and then, he found out he had Parkinson's, which isn't really curable. That's what he felt. But I want everybody to know from this video, he had bipolar. He didn't just have depression. And yes, I know it's just a minor thing to some people, but it's a huge pet peeve of mine. It's like, no, he didn't just have depression. Yeah, depression sucks. And whenever I see a YouTube video or a news video of just people saying, oh, he had depression. Depression can be so crippling. Yes, it can. But bipolar is even more so. Because you have to deal with the happiness and then the sadness. And yes, I don't know what it feels like. But, yeah, I can sympathize with it. So, anybody who sees this video, you don't have to share this video. Just tell people. He had bipolar too. And this situation is kind of hard for me because even though bipolar isn't BPD, it's close. And if people can't even share the news, oh, he had bipolar too, then there's no way that BPD can get No. Because bipolar, you don't really, it's different than BPD. You don't have as much control with bipolar as you do with BPD. So yeah, that's it.